One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Warriors, welcome to episode 188 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm your host, Dennis Simsek, and this podcast episode is brought to you by the Life Mastery Program at anxietyexit.com under My Programs. Are you looking to gain mastery over each and every aspect of your life? Begin the Life Mastery Program today. Now, warriors, YouTube warriors, podcast directory warriors. Today, we are discussing a very important topic related to the reasons for why you can't remember your past traumas that have contributed to your anxiety today. How many times have I asked people, and people have asked people, hey, when do you think this began? What event do you think started the snowball effect, compounding experience, accident after accident, experience after experience that led to your sensitivity today? So many people go, I just can't remember. I want to go through 3 reasons for why you can't remember, because first of all, it's important to remember these experiences from the past. It's important. But many of us don't want to remember these experiences because they are painful. They are emotionally painful, sometimes even physically painful. To remember mom and dad fighting, how could mom and dad possibly fight? Aren't they supposed to love each other? And the responses you got from your authority figures that made you feel like a mistake when you were growing up. All of these things, these traumas, I don't want to think about them. So the number one reason for why you can't remember your past traumas is because you've been stuffing them aside and adding to your to-do list so much to the point that you've repressed the traumas to an extremely deep level within. Every single time a glimpse, the divine shows up within you, the subconscious says, hey, conscious mind, are you ready to resolve what happened? You stuff it aside. You turn the volume up in your car louder. You call that friend. You turn the TV on, whatever it takes. So what do you think the subconscious mind, the infinite memory, takes from this? It says the conscious mind is not ready. And so it stuffs even deeper within you, in your mind and body, and in your body, because your body is a reflection of what's going on in your mind. Whatever you're feeling physically is a result of what's going on consciously in your mind and unconsciously in your mind. You must understand this. The body is constantly trying to get the attention of the mind to renegotiate these past traumas. But if you keep stuffing them aside, it's going to grow and grow and grow to the point where it becomes something, imploding, exploding. The second reason for why you can't remember your past traumas is because the conscious mind was too overwhelmed at the time that it completely checked out and continues to check out due to the overwhelm the subconscious believes the conscious will experience again should it come out. So in the moment of trauma, there you are. You have this experience of freezing. You have this experience of helplessness. You can't speak up. You can't fight back. You can't run from the situation. The conscious mind is completely overwhelmed. And the subconscious mind begins storing that experience at a deep level because of this overwhelm by the conscious mind. Now, every single time you go to engage in some kind of a new thinking pattern, you say, I'm going to change my life. and you begin thinking rather than remembering. I'm thinking now. Now I'm using logic. Now I'm using rational language. Now I'm using the facts to prove that I am in fact healthy. Every time you do that, you don't have any experience thinking. And it doesn't work right away for you. So what happens? You give up. You talk yourself out of your progress. You talk yourself out of becoming a new identity. Warrior, the conscious mind holds the key, at least partly the key, to resolving your anxiety for good. But you have to become a better thinker if this is going to happen. Third reason for why you can't remember your traumas that led to anxiety is because of family trauma. And we don't hear this enough. Generational trauma that has been passed down to you. This is not an excuse to say, I get to live with anxiety forever. No. This is an eye-opener. Many of these patterns that you experience today don't belong to you, but they were borrowed from others in our family history. The new science is proving this now. Emotional and physical reactions of original trauma can become reactivated by anything that is reminiscent of the original event. Anything, warrior, anything. I'm talking about a specific color that can make you sensitized. I'm talking about a shirt that someone wears, a specific hairdo, a certain environment. It doesn't matter. Now understand this. Once this is triggered, it's like an invisible rewind button has been hit. This is called traumatic reenactment, where you reenact the original experience. This experience didn't necessarily have to be your experience. It could have been mom's. It could have been dad's. It could have been grandpa's, grandma's. Could have been your great-grandma's. In fact, we should definitely be going back at least 3 generations to see where the trauma began. Maybe I'm just reliving what occurred in my family genes. This doesn't mean it's directly related to the genes, but the genes play a part in you developing something. Traumatic reenactment happens every single day. You know those people that say, I am sensitized all the time. There isn't a specific trigger. These things are happening below the level of conscious awareness, traumatic reenactment over and over again. And let me tell you something. In that moment of traumatic reenactment, when you feel something, when you think something, when something occurs, you have a golden opportunity to establish control over the past trauma in that moment by perceiving it differently and acting differently and staying within the very thing that you fear the most. Acceptance is a powerful tool. Warrior, I love you so very much. Remember, you are more than anxiety. I'll see you in the next podcast episode. If you're enjoying this podcast, please give it a positive rate and review. Bye-bye.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.